Hello, Coens. Welcome back to Immortal. We are missing two people today because Perth weather is bullshit, and I hope our friends who is playing Valerius's girlfriend does better today. Anyway, in session 18, Bosk and Valerius make sure Rima's words finally safely arrive to Leke in the hopes of building better rapport and manage to get a peek into her psyche in the process. Gundag makes apology waffles and maybe a friend before heading back to the mess hall to make more sad waffles, while Morgana and Wendigo do their own thing. Because Morgana and Wendigo did not have time in last session, we're going to have time in starting with Wendigo. We begin with a small Wendigo interlude where he has been doing his own research regarding the halls, amongst other things, sequestering himself away from the rest while he tries to not ruminate. Action silences idle minds. Wendigo, you're trying to find uh, the amount of steps it takes to get to certain places. Where are you going
Uh,
this time with the map?
no, that was what he was doing last time.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he knows for a fact that the configuration and geography itself changes, so he knows it's beyond him to try and find a loophole around that.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, today his search term is uh, the elf that was observing Wendigo.
Okay. First, make me a general wisdom roll. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up your what's it?
Wisdom, okay.
Yeah, to see if you say the right thing. 21. You know exactly who you're trying to look for, although the words don't come out right. You feel as if the map knows what your intention is in and is directing you in a specific direction. It takes you a while actually for you to finally get to the place. Um, you find yourself in a beautiful botanical gardens kind of thing, and nestled in between the leaves and huge massive trees like people size um trees is very pallid, very scrawny, but very unusually tall elf. Their pale colored cream skin and dark hair slicked back as if wet from water. He's wearing sorry, they're wearing what looks to be a simple cotton robe. Looks like a nightgown, but during the day, so it's a bit strange. And they seem very boring and very timid. A visage that was betrayed by their sharp blue green eyes that scrutinized you while they watched you conducting your observations in the mess hall that one time. They seem to be just idly walking, observing. Make me an insight check, please.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
9. As far as you know, they're not paying attention. They don't know that you're there.
How
Slowly,
far
they
are how
up.
far are we apart for now?
You are about 40 feet away, and you only manage to see him beyond the leaves because of your keen senses. But they're slowly sort of walking away from you, very very slowly.
Where do they seem to be heading towards?
All you see around you are trees, trees, and more trees. Make me a perception check. to gauge where you think this person is going. 12. You're not sure. It seems very haphazard. The plants here being very poor wayfinders to anything. You know where you came from. You know that you came from a door, but this is the first time you're here, so you're not entirely sure if there are other doors, if there are rooms.
Well, Wendigo will raise a paw and wave to him.
You see the night dress clad person pause and very slowly, very methodically, they turn around and look at you. The sharp eyes greet you. Although they don't say anything, you know that they have acknowledged you. They put a hand up. But they don't move closer to you as if maybe they're beckoning you to come closer to them, deeper into the gardens.
Wendigo obliges, taking one step after another forward in his usual pace.
Eventually, you make your way past beautiful tall fronds of birds of paradise. The the smell of ozone punctuates the air, and although you don't hear or feel the rain, the air feels heavy, like precipitation is nigh. But you don't think it's gonna rain. The person finally is in front of you, short compared to you, but you know this person is way taller than a lot of other people. You gauge that maybe they are 6'2", 6'3", but under the nightdress they are lanky. Not at all what you would think of someone you consider to be like you. The words finally come out, slow, soft, methodical. Hello. He pauses to wait for you.
You were watching me.
He gives a very slow blink, looks at you, nods very, very slowly. I was only watching someone watching me. Turnabout is fair play. Yeah?
Hmm. Wendigo attempts to sniff to see if he can pick up anything about the strange elf.
Uh, you take a big whiff. What are you looking for?
Any... Okay, he's been walking around a bit. Wendigo is trying to see if he smells like a predator or something similar other than his appearances suggest.
You take a big whiff. Make me a sniffception check with advantage because you have keen sense of smell, and you're very near this person, and they're not doing anything to stop you.
Okay.
24. You take a big whiff, and you confirm to yourself, yes, the sweet smell is definitely elf. And yes, it has been tainted by the consumption of non kosher creatures. You don't smell anything negative though. You don't smell um that this person is hiding anything or is ready to engage in combat. You the pheromone that hits you is a sense of calm, peaceful, negotiating. You don't know if it's helped by the fact that you're surrounded by trees, that you're moderately covered from outside eyes. The elf looks at you as you take this big whiff. You see a very soft smile come up on their face, and they go, "Not unusual, but I didn't expect something like that. I usually don't get sniffed that often." His eyes sort of gaze towards the left and away from you as if thinking hard about the last time they were sniffed. This amuses them.
Just a second.
Sure.
Wendigo will extend an arm to him. You can try to.
When you extend the arm, he looks at your massive paw. Oh, I don't think I have the ability to sniff anything. And then he taps his nose. But I will shake your hand. And then he sort of puts his very tiny in comparison to your paw into yours and attempts to give a shake. But it's not great. They try. But you also realize that this person may be kind of weak.
Wendigo will try to gauge his handshake to see if he's hiding any strength.
Make me. How do you want to do this? How do you want to gauge the strength?
Well, shake his hand by shifting it a bit and like trying to gauge the musculature and sort of thing. Like, does it move like a jelly rod, or is there something more to it than that?
Okay. Make me a medicine check. It's less of a trying to get to the health of this person, but trying to understand the musculature of another person. You've been sort of trained with enough people to know what strength and sinew feels like, what a buff dude feels like. Straight medicine.
19.
19. You don't feel as if the hand, the strength of the handshake is lying. There is a sort of nimbleness to it, but the strength is lacking and it is very evident. You also would take the time from holding that hand to looking up the arm, and you see I wouldn't say a physically malnourished arm, but it's very skinny. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure. Not often.
Nods. I'm afraid often people don't share the name, so if you're not inclined to, you can call me R. Just like the letter.
R.
He nods. Beautiful place, isn't it? come here often.
Wendigo looks around this area they're in, and so it feels like a peaceful place, right?
It's very quiet. It's very serene. When you came in the first time, you saw maybe 2 or 3 other people. You don't see them now, and it takes you great effort to hear where they are. It's as if the trees, the stalks, the leaves, the flowers are sheltering each and every one of you from each other.
Wendigo will speak from this. It says, "Hello."
He nods. I'm often alone. It's nice. Sometimes I meet interesting people. Sometimes I meet interesting plants. And then he sort of walks to the side and puts his hand on the bark skin of a very large, like probably a Moranti type tree, which is towering.
Wendigo will examine him doing this, and after a moment will walk over to the tree and put a paw on it as well, trying to mimic the motion.
You see the smiling face sort of have the smile creases extend at the eyes as if, oh, oh, this is interesting. The person goes, I see that you're copying me. Out of interest, I hope.
Uh, you are alone because did you come in alone? Or do you just not like others?
He breathes out and goes, here, before I tell my story, do you mind if I cast a spell? It's nothing special. I mean, you're touching the tree, maybe you would like to have a conversation with it. Do you,
Wendigo blinks at this and tries to rub his paw on the tree again. Real? Tree?
they nod and then they sort of rub their hands and touch you. And you feel a certain whispering come into your mind. And slowly, very slowly, you hear a leaf, a voice of a leaf to your left, and a flower complaining about something to the right. And your hand on the tree feels very comfy. And you feel the tree try to communicate with you as it starts to say hello. It doesn't speak a particular language that you can discern, but you know it's saying words. R looks at you, very pleased with himself. And then he closes his eyes. You are touching something that has been alive hundreds maybe thousands of years. It wasn't born here, but it remembered being uprooted as a sapling. What do you think?
Didn't think anything here was real.
You feel in your mind words start to coalesce as the tree informs you that it is definitely real. And you feel a sense of offense from the tree. And then you feel one leaf fall onto your nose, slide down, and reach the floor. There is a very soft laugh from R. It seems it's offended. I suggest you try and make amends. Not that it's gonna do anything. It's just nice.
What is this place? This Wendigo will raise a paw and like the other paw and wave all around, indicating not just the gardens they are in, but beyond. Everything is put together.
You see the elf nod. It is definitely put together. Some kind of sanctuary in the middle of nothing, in the middle of desolation. I can't really tell you what it is. I don't know myself. But when I came here with my friends, when they were, it was a while back. They're no longer, you see. And then he pauses and smiles at you. You feel somehow collectively the leaves stomatas of most of the trees and plants here open up, sort of blowing air towards you. It's fresh.
Do you know where we are? Window has snow.
I can't really tell you where we are. I just know that I'm not from here. I'm guessing you're not from here.
Mm-mm.
Have you been to the library?
Big map.
They nod. On the map, I'm from a place to the north and then to the east. It's a nice place, lots of trees. I don't go home often. I don't know where we are, but this is technically my home now. I help out. Or I can. You seem
Have you seen the
lost.
handheld Dyson punya vacuum cleaner?
Our character, handheld Dyson vacuum cleaner. Have you guys seen it? No.
Mm.
Yes. So he asks you, you seem lost.
Wendigo does not. Not territory.
I think you're hiding more than that. You seem like you've lost yourself. The blue-green eyes sort of now gaze at you with direct attention. You feel as if they're looking up at you, but somehow they're looking into you.
What are you?
I'm an elf. Last I checked. And then he puts his hands in front of his face, turns it around like, yep, this is my hand. Unless some shenanigans has happened. He looks sure of his answer.
You are what you eat.
Recognition comes over his face. Oh, I understand now. You were looking at man-eaters. Is that right? Sometimes, situationally, it's something that you must do to survive. Make me a perception check. 16. While his eyes bore into you, you look around their person and you see they're wearing earrings. And there is some kind of sigil on them that makes you think that you're pretty sure it's a religious thing, but you're not sure from where, and you don't think you've seen it in Krera. They continue. The friends that I had is the reason why I prefer to be alone now. My goddess is alright with it, but I still feel like I have to atone. People do desperate things when they're in disparate situations. And then they look at you. In a way, our situations may look different from the outside, but I don't think they are.
Never again.
You see their hands clasp in front of them. One hand, the thumb is rubbing on the other. Sort of self-soothing technique, you think. I think one moment in time is enough. Make me an insight check. 18. They're struggling. They're trying to put whatever it is they're thinking about in the forefront without causing themselves distress.
Is it a similar technique to what the prisoners were using?
Oh, the prisoners were straight up stonewalling. This guy is you know when a person is uncomfortable and they touch their nose or they touch their hair or they soothe themselves. This is like they're not aware they're doing it. It's just they're touching their hands like it's okay. It looks like they're petting themselves. Like it's okay.
Ugh. I should go. He takes his paw off the tree and slowly steps back.
You can still feel deep conversations around you between the flora.
What do they seem to be saying, if anything?
They're intrigued by you at the moment, you feel. And you feel a sort of calmness that they're trying to exude. But it shifts the moment the elf started telling their story. And there's an emotion of sadness that clings to the air. Commiseration, consolation from the flora around. You think maybe this guy has been here very often. While
I
he
should go.
self-soothes, he hears you taking leave and he goes, if you need to talk, you can always come here. They listen, you know, and they try to help. They've lived for eons. They know. And then with a slight nod of the head, the elf sort of moves away from you deeper into the gardens.
Hmm. Hmm.
Slowly the conversation, the emotions from the flora fade away from you. And you are left again with the sounds of silence.
Wendigo will stay there for a little bit and then move on to the library.
Okay. It doesn't take you long to get to the library. Once you've decided that that's where you want to go, the map has put you in a place where it was fast enough for you to get to. You realize that you had to cross the garden to another door, which led you right in front of the library. Again, going in, the map on the ceiling stares at you in the face.
He will look up and see what is on the northeast.
Northeast is, hang on, let me open my map. Hang on. Where is it? Lift sounds. There we go. So to the northeast, there is sort of like it's a very big continent with a massive lake in the middle. It's above Krira. You know that as much. You know what your map looks like. But you don't know what this massive continent is. And when I say it's massive, it is maybe 5 times as big as Carrera. And you remember R had said that their place had many trees. So you assume it's somewhere in the middle? You think that's where many trees are, right? But the map stares at you in its sepia-toned, no names, no ridges, no markers. It's just flat with an outline, and the outline is being underlit by light. Sort of like a ceiling feature, supposed to represent the grandioseness of knowledge of the world, of your world. But it's still missing context. It's still missing clues.
Mhm. Wendigo will look around the library to see if there are any of those typical, well, what Wendigo considers typical of library dwellers.
Library dweller, like librarians or people who just like to hang out in the library.
Librarians.
Ah,
He
yes.
considers them to be the fauna of libraries.
You see several of them walking by. A human, 2 kobolds, dragonborn. I don't think you met Mr. Feel, right? I don't think so.
No, but he does notice the dragonborn. Like, what do they look like?
They are a beautiful blue, reminiscent of the waters. Their scales are shiny. They've got a smile on their face, happily putting away books. It they look sort of feminine, but you're not sure with dragonborns. They haven't sort of keyed into you yet.
Wendigo will raise a paw and wave at them.
It takes them a while to turn back to you because they're so engrossed in putting away some books. But eventually they do turn. And you've been paw waving for about close to a minute. They turn around, they're like, "Oh, I um I'm sorry. Uh, did you wait long?
Mm-mm.
Do you need help?
Yes.
What are you looking for?"
He will think back to that name. Rock Hollow.
Map section then.
Hmm.
Yeah, right. They lead you to a part of the library towards the back from where you came. It's a bit of a walk. And when you finally go into this small enclave, the air feels drier. Uh, the voice pops up. It's a bit dry here because of the maps, but if you want to drink, it's outside. These are the maps. Rock Hollow. Can you remind me where that is again? About
Border.
there are 20 different rock hollows. At least 20 that I can remember.
Oh. border south, Locklear.
Locklear, that's very helpful. She goes to one of the corners, and you scrutinize. Make me a perception check to see what else is on the shelf.
Wow, that was
Wow.
not meant to do anything. It's
Um,
okay.
that looks like your eyes as you look at this shelf. What catches your eye is actually a travel guide to Broar. It looks like a lonely planet kind of thing, except the writing looks janky. It looks cheap. Um, it's like this ugly green with a red belt with the word Broar, a traveler's guide written in the most horrible font. And that catches you off guard as the dragonborn picks up a scroll from one of the shelves, puts it on the table, opens it. Right. This is what we have of Locklear. Then she takes a while. Rock hollow, rock hollow, rock hollow here. Is this the one that you're looking for?
He will stare down and see what it looks like.
The map isn't big enough, but you see the the sort of inclines and stuff like that. I can't remember the word right now. The terrain. It's very rocky, obviously. There are two hills. A beautiful cursive writing that writes Rock Hollow. There is some notes of elevations. It doesn't go very high up compared to the rest of the map, where you have sprawling mountains, um, the fjords, the cliffs. The lady pops up. The dragonborn chimes up. Is there a reason why you're interested in this area? Because if I'm not mistaken, it's pretty dead. I don't think any adventurers have been looking for this particular area at all.
What's the no?
She looks at the map, pauses for a while, goes back to the shelf, pulls out 5 different books. One is Aerial Flora and Fauna, a rough guide to Locklear. In the rough guide, she opens up to a page. She rifles through the index. There's not much here, but here's a bit about Rock Hollow. I believe this was taught in schools, but it says here that Rock Hollow used to be some kind of mining town. I think it had silver at some point, but it dried up. As far as I'm concerned, that's all we know so far, considering Census doesn't seem to think it's important enough for us to go down, so to speak. Our geographers have many other things to do, but if you could put in a request, maybe we could have somebody go to the ground to, make a proper map, an updated one.
Not map. People.
I honestly can't tell you who lives there. I'll last. Actually, I don't think we have. Hang on. She disappears for a good 10 minutes before coming back with government census data. It says here in Rock Hollow, the last thing we've got anyway, legally, there's about 150 people. Mind
How
you,
long
this
ago?
is 30 years ago.
Ugh.
I'm sure there are some long-lived people there who, haven't left, but I assume they have because there's really nothing there according to the data here.
Never mind. A sarcopus.
You see her brows furrow as she tries to understand what you're saying. Ursa corpus? Something to do with bears, isn't it?
Is there info? Merc group.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about this Ursa corpus. I'm guessing it has something to do with this rock hollow thing.
Do you know
Ursa
anyone who
corpus.
knows?
I'm afraid not. Ursa corpus. She takes out a little notebook and scribbles in that notebook. You see her write Ursa corpus. And put a star next to it, a line that says research ? It's been a while since somebody has given us any, new information. Ursa corpus, this would be interesting. She taps her snout, like the lower jaw of her snout. Pensive. Sorry, got lost in thought. Did you have anything else? I'm sorry, I can't help you.
General Basul.
That's looking around as if thinking. General Basul. Rifles through census data again, index. It's a huge book. It's thick with 5 C's thick. There is the name Basul here. Again, this thing is 50 years old, so you have to I have to apologize. The only Basul we have here is one of the matrons from a very prestigious college, apparently. She opens up the book. Here it says, and then she sort of pushes the book to you, and it says Matron Basul, one of the prime matrons of Iceroot College of Magic. But that's all it says.
There's no picture or anything.
No, it's just like it's like a phone book, except it's just name and important location or location to find them.
How long ago was this name put in? Like how long? What's the date associated with this event?
There's no date. You just know that this book, it really looks like a phone book, is about 30 years old to 50. And it seems that the library hasn't gotten any updated census.
Okay, player-wise, His Excellency has been around 30 years, right?
You
Yes, I think
think.
so.
Yes.
Okay. And he's from Iceroot College.
From what you remember Morgana saying,
Mm.
or from Morgana's information, he is one of the people from that alma mater.
Mhm.
Okay, we take the scene away from the thinking Wendigo, and we go to Morgana, who has been locked up in her room. Cat, you there? Cat, meow.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, good. Just checking. You hear a knock on your door as you're reading through one of your new spell scrolls. Actually, the only new spell scroll. It is message, but you don't have the inks and the paper that you need to copy it down yet. You're just studying it meticulously. Not on the door.
Goes to door, opens door. Hello.
You see in front of you towering. First you look straight and then you realize this is a chest. And then you look up and you see horns. And you remember it is your buddy from the day before. I forgot his name. Jeremy.
Ah, the
Um,
Minotaur.
Miss Morgana, I have here a scroll of sending as you requested.
Oh, thanks. What is it? A paper?
Yeah, it's like a rolled up piece of parchment.
Reaches out hand to take scroll.
He puts it in your hand. It's gonna cost you about 425 gold pieces and 5 silver pieces.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me a sec. And then goes back to dig in her big bag of holding for the required amount. Finds it. Brings it back to him. Here. I think this should be it.
He holds a bag out. It's a little like pouch. You can drop it in this.
Proceeds to drop it in the bag.
Then he closes it up, puts it in his pocket. That is not his bag of holding. Like it's away from his bag of holding. If that be all, I have to go now. There are other scrolls that I have to sort of send. I apologize for the tardiness.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you so much.
All
Then
right.
smiles and closes the door.
He skips out to the back, to wherever he came from. You are now alone, with yourself and 2 scrolls.
Mm.
Is there anything you would like to do?
If I want to study the scroll, what can I do? If I want to
Okay.
what's the word? Write it down? No.
You
What's the
need
thing I need to do?
you need to buy the appropriate inks and parchments that will cost, I think it was 50 or 100 gold pieces per spell level.
50 gold per spell level.
It's in your class details.
Yeah, 50 gold. So I need one. It's 50 gold. Yeah.
50 gold for evocation spells, right?
For each level. For each level, yeah. So it's 150 gold.
Okay. Just double check that message is also evocation, then you're golden.
Oh. Where can I buy these? Like, is there
You know that you
Is that
can buy
shop?
it from Guest Bodies. You can buy it, just not here. You can find it at
Oh,
specialty wizard shops. It's like going to an art supply shop, but you have to buy the best
how?
inks
Oh,
and the best papers.
but can I go there from where I am now?
Um, you're gonna have to ask Etienne, because there's no
Oh,
portal from here that you know
yeah.
of, aside from the one that you came from.
Okay. But I have a map with me, right?
Yes, you
I
have
have
the
a
map
map.
with you.
It's on the table. I pick up the map. I think to myself, Etienne.
Given the time of day, Etienne does not show up on the map.
Hmm. Is there like a lobby receptionist?
Yes, you know there is. You have been there before.
Okay. Still holding the map. Morgana thinks to herself. Lobby.
It takes you to the
Then.
place that Etienne has signed you up the first day that you were here. Um, you see a face that you remember. Um, what is her name? Hang on. Da 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 da. We'll call her Lady at the moment until I remember who she is. Madam Fila. There we go. She is signing people in, rifling through some papers. There is a machine in the area that you're supposed to press to get a number. You see other people waiting on the waiting chairs.
Uh. Continue. Goes up to the. To the. I'm assuming there's a queue, right? Just Morgana steps into the queue.
There's no queue per se, but there is a number being called out every so often.
Morgana looks around and sees where everybody's getting a number.
Yep, it's there. You take a number, you
Morgana
sit down.
approaches, take a number. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Eventually your number gets called. It does take a while. You wait there for about half an hour, 40 minutes. You observe people. Finally, your number is being called. You walk up to the front of the counter, and the madam looks at you. Oh, it's you. How can I help you?
Hey, is this trying to locate Etienne? Do you know where he is? I tried to use the map, but it doesn't show.
Oh, usually, if they're not on the map, it means they're in a location that you're not allowed to go to, or they're just not in this location at the moment.
Okay. I need to get to. Oh, basically any specialty shops. I need to buy some ink and parchment. Do you know where I can do that?
Not here, honey. We don't really sell things because we want to promote the something about local economy, blah blah blah. So there's no real shops here for stuff anyway.
Okay. So if I know a place but it's not in here, is there like a portal I could use? Is there something?
Do
A
you have
cab? I don't know.
teleportation spells?
I I I wait. I do not think I don't found teleportation. No, I do not.
Then I'm afraid you're shit out of luck. You're gonna have to wait for Etienne. I'm sorry, kid.
It's okay. It's okay then. You know where he normally hangs out? Maybe I can wait somewhere for him.
I'm afraid. You see her sort of um, like the eye roll, and then wave her hand. Like, honestly, nobody knows where he is most of the time. He just appears. You know, he's one of those people. Like, he's in, he's out. Thankfully, if
Okay.
you do need him, he is there. Have you tried, doing ascending, calling him?
I need the paper so that I can I can learn sending.
Oh, it's one of those. Look, I'm sorry, honey. I can't help you right now. I'm just the secretary receptionist. I can give you some information, but I'm afraid that I'm not really a magical person per se. Have you tried the library?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll just figure something out. Thank you.
No worries. Good luck. Here's a lollipop.
I'm gonna smiles. Takes the lollipop, hops away. Why am I hopping on bunny? Never mind.
Next
Walks away.
number, please.
What do I do now? Where's everybody else? Like, do I know or do I not know?
You know from the conversations that they had, they're going to speak to Rima and then they're going to Leke, and you think right now they are with at least Bosk is with Leke doing a psychological evaluation. At least that's where you think she is. With Valerius.
Okay. What time is it now?
I would say it's about 2:30-ish. Like it feels like 2:30. Like afternoon, definitely after lunch.
Okay.
You
Morgana
haven't
hasn't
had lunch yet.
Mm-hmm. Morgana
Your
hasn't
stomach
had
growls.
lunch.
You hungry.
Yeah. Morgana thinks to herself, I guess I have nothing much to do besides wait for Etienne, so let me go get some food. Looks at the map and thinks,
The
cafeteria?
the map gets what you're trying to put out and brings you to the mess hall that you've been to many, many times. And as you scan the horizon full of hungry people and foods, you see one stall furiously being manned by somebody you very much recognize who is making waffles.
Jessica.
It's not Jessica.
Jessica.
It's your half-orc friend.
No. It's my who?
Gunlog. Gunlog is making waffles.
What? Oh, okay.
Roll to disbelief illusion.
Sure. You are shook. You're like,
Okay.
hang on. What?
I'm
Why?
like, what?
How? Wait.
What?
You make me a perception check for yourself as you try to sort of rub your eyes to be sure that you're not racist and that not all half-orcs look the same.
25?
That is definitely Gunlog. Why is she there?
I don't know. I walk towards the stall.
You finally get to the front of the store. There is a sign there that says not open for business. And then Gunlog, what are you doing? What you doing, man?
Is this from when we were making waffles last session?
This is after. So what you did was you dropped off the waffle basket.
Yeah.
And then you just went back to keep cooking waffles.
You know what? I'm very happy with that. She's found someone to help her, probably the little kobold from before.
Oh, the kobold's definitely there because you
Yeah.
promised extra waffles, and they're
There'll be
like
more
super
waffles.
keen.
And I'm bossing them around
And
and showing them how to do it.
Yeah, when you're not looking, the kobold is also testing the waffles on other jams.
Yeah. It's okay, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. He's putting orange preserve, and before you turn around, he shoves it in his mouth like you didn't see nothing. Morgana, you see this happen, and you see your friend Gunlog so diligently make more and more waffles.
Wait, can I know last session what was Morgana doing?
You were studying in your room.
Okay, so I have no idea about this whole thing, right?
Yep. This is
Okay.
new to you. You're like, what? Hold up.
If I spot Morgana, I'm gonna put a plate with a stack of waffles and strawberry jam.
I'm gonna say you catch Morgana really quick because you're very aware of your surroundings. It's just the kobold is very good at hiding away from your awareness.
It's a kobold. It's what they do best.
I'm like
Have some.
cautiously walks towards the booth, like, what are you doing?
Making waffles. Have some. Put plate in front of Morgana. It's got
Take
like 5 waffles on it.
takes plate, cuts up a piece, um, takes a bite, and why are you making waffles?
Well, didn't think I should be there for the interrogation because I just need a little reminder of who I am.
Nods. Are you having
Little
fun?
taste. Actually, this is not too bad. Do you wanna help?
You know what? I don't mind.
Hell
Walks
yeah! Right.
behind the counter, still holding the plate of waffles.
So the ratio is roughly this ish. You know, it's homemade waffles. It doesn't have to be exact.
Okay. Make me a
Waffle roll.
not
No,
waffle roll.
waffle
Where's
roll.
make me a performance roll with advantage to teach Morgana how to make the waffle. And Morgana, you need to make me an intelligence check, like a straight intelligence, to see if you understand this.
These are waffles. It's
Okay,
not too hard.
it's you. You follow the instructions, and the waffles come out okay. Actually, I mean,
Ah.
it's a bit burnt, but you think that happens to every first waffle that everybody makes all the time.
Yeah, it's fine. The first one's always forfeit anyways, and the last one is always too small.
Because they run out. Yeah. So how do we sell them?
Oh, I'm not really selling them. Apparently, we're not allowed to sell them. I think. I was
Uh,
just
so we just give it out to anybody who wants waffles?
Both of you make me a
yeah.
perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
Perception. Oof.
As you talk about the selling of waffles, you see a tiny kobold hand sort of duck into the ugly ass first waffle and pinch it and slide it away.
It's okay. You don't have to pay for it. I was just gonna give it to you. What's the
The
kobold's name, by the way?
the kobold's name is just KHHHHH.
KH.
Oh god.
Like an angry
Okay.
cat.
Okay. Hey.
Waffle in mouth turns at you. It was kind of ugly, so
Fair, fair. That happens.
nom 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 nom.
Okay.
Moves to the side. Moves away from your eye line.
You know, I was just gonna give you a bunch. It's okay. Whatever.
Mm.
Is there a lot of people in the cafeteria at this point?
It is now after lunch, so the lunch crowd has left. People are milling in. I would say it's about constantly 15 to 20% capacity.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm
There
just gonna
are
make sure, like, wait until I have a really sizable stack, and then just yell free waffles.
best day ever.
Morgana shouts
And
along here.
before doing that, I will make sure
Waffle.
to put away all of the other jams and just make sure there's extra strawberry jam everywhere.
But why extra strawberry jam?
Well, in case they run out, there's more.
Ah.
Everything else, just like hide it under a desk or something. in a cupboard. The rest of them.
Okay. Eventually, make me a like a D4 roll just to see how many hours it takes you to get like a really nice stack and people start milling in. It takes an hour for you to
I
make
am a
like a
seasoned
huge
waffle
stack.
maker.
Plus, you now have 2 helpers, and one Morgana is staring at the kobold to make sure she doesn't eat anymore. And the kobold
Thanks
is
for the
like,
help, Morgana. We are about to yell free waffles, and then we're gonna leave before we get presumably stampeded.
swamped. Um,
Okay.
Good luck. While making your
Oh.
waffles, make me a perception check just to scan outside.
24.
24. From the side of your eye while you're heating up one of the waffle irons before putting batter, you see your buddy Skagen now with 4 other buddies just in the wings
I'll give
of
him
your
a little wave.
peripheral.
I'll
He
give him
he
a wave.
waves back and he sees the massive stack that is building at your counter.
Give him a nod.
And with your 24, you also see the glistening of a very small bit of drool that starts pulling at the side of his mouth.
Ah,
And then you also see him pointing to his pals, like just towards your direction excitedly, and then opening his book and pointing.
Morgana's menagerie.
Do you say
Huh?
that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Morgana, you hear your friend say this. Morgana's
Anyone
menagerie.
Anyone asks? That's what we named our group.
Okay. Confused. Okay. What's going on? Huh?
Well, the group doesn't know. So I was just kind of gonna see how long until, I don't know, something fun happens.
Nuts. Okay. I will play along.
As this
So wait,
conversation
who are the
happens,
people coming over?
some guards.
Guards. Okay.
As this
They wanted
conversation is being
our
had,
autograph.
oh, no, continue. Morgana doesn't know these people.
Oh yeah, they wanted autographs because they haven't seen a lot of people rip arms off in interrogation room before, for some reason, and they thought it was cool.
As you say that, Skagen goes by to the counter and sort of clears his throat. Actually, it wasn't the ripping the arms off. It's the fact that you brought waffles to the person you ripped the arm off.
I wasn't gonna say that.
He
Oh,
does
you're
finger
gonna laugh.
guns. He does finger guns as he slowly backs away.
Oh, Morgana chuckles slightly loudly, and then whispers sorry to good luck.
It's okay. Um,
As this
Then,
happens, I'm going to cut really quickly to Dr. Bosk. Because
I'm just gonna yell
interestingly,
free waffles, and then I take Mariana by the hand and run out.
as soon
follow.
as you say free waff, you see the dangerous tiny maws of a hungry, crazed kobold descend upon one plate. It's like watching a wolverine go ham on a piece of steak. You walk away. Busk, you are slowly walking away as you also watch your friend Valerius crab walk away silently as if nobody can see him. But as he crab walks away, you see you see him start getting illuminated, and then a light spiral encompasses him. It's bright yellow and sort of glittery, and then he disappears. And before the light dims, you hear ting 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 and a roll.
A roll?
And then you look to the ground as your eyes sort of get back to being able to see. And there's the ball that you have
What
seen
is
him
ball?
disappear into many, many times. The ball that
Like
he
a
has
Pokeball?
kind of. You remember that he has entrusted you to take this if ever he were to get sucked into it.
Oh, okay. I take
I
it.
thought that was me.
Whoever it is.
I
All of
take
you
it.
have been briefed. It's a
Yes.
very interesting.
Whoever's standing near him at the time, I
pretty
suppose.
pretty much everybody's been briefed. Like, okay, so this shit happens. And can you pick me up? Thanks.
I have this condition sometimes. I
I
turn
turned
into a
into a
ball.
ball.
Okay. I pick up the ball as I go to Etienne as we're heading over to the interrogation rooms.
Make me insight check on Etienne as this happens.
Insight check. Insight check. Insight check.
Does Etienne know that this happens?
Character sheet loading.
There.
Insight. It's a 5. I'm not even looking at the man's face.
You don't even
I'm
have
looking at
the
the
time
ball.
to look at man's face. You just see hoof, and then you see ball, and then you're confused,
Yes, I
and then
pick up
you
ball, dust off ball, and
and
then I say to myself, huh, so what actually happens? And I pocket the ball, and
it
then I turn to
again.
Etienne. All right, shall we go now?
Etienne nods. Um, if I'm not mistaken, he wanted to go speak to Iral. No, as a
Speak to
male,
who?
he wanted to speak to the man with the one arm.
Valerius, you mean?
Oui.
Yes, well, I look at the ball. I don't think he's able to right now.
I am very interested. I know this happens, but this is the first time I'm seeing it. It's very interesting.
Yes, same actually.
Ah, but how long did he say he was going to be stuck in there?
Out of character, did he ever mention this?
Nope.
He didn't mention. I don't think he said anything about him being warned beforehand how long these things take.
Hmm, interesting. Anyway, I have to go prepare the letters to make sure the two sisters can meet each other. I
Right.
guess you have the day to yourself. I was wondering when all of you will want to leave to go back to maybe Bror or the next leg of your search.
Well, regarding that actually, I managed to speak to Iral, the one-armed man last night, and he said he was ready to cut a deal. And then I will explain to Etienne how um, he believes, like Iral believes, that his family um, are is being held in Rock Hollow to the south of Locklear, and basically like what the thing is, and um, she will tell him how she suspects that if what he says it's true, it's probably not just one family, right? Because Ursa Corpus isn't gonna, you know, have people stationed in like a nowhere town to look after one family.
You
So perhaps there are other people in his position.
you see him nod in agreement at your deduction. This has turned into something much more than I could ever have imagined. All we wanted to do was apprehend this one man. Now it seems that we've discovered a cesspool of corruption, maybe?
Whatever it
This,
is, it's quite the rabbit hole.
indeed. Anyway, this sounds like fun. I will have the papers prepared. If you need me, you know how to get me. Otherwise, I will be contacting you, no?
Right. Nod. Um, out of character, am I meant to go get Rima now, or what was the plan?
You know that you have to get the papers ready, and you're not sure how long it takes for the approval process to take because it
Okay,
is two different ones. So can be
I'll
5 hours, can be
ask
the next
him, I
day.
guess, because I thought the idea was we wanted to see if we could get Rima to the psych ward so that Leke would be able to see if it helps, because both me and Dr. Zara were like, yes, it will probably help if her like safety person was here.
Okay. If you make a mention of this, Etienne will reply with a, well, it really depends on when the approval will be accepted. I will write a letter as soon as now, actually, and then
Nod.
it's up to the higher ups. The head of department has to double check with Dr. Zara to make sure
Right,
that
right.
Leke is of sound mind, and actually, he takes another piece of paper out and then hands it to you. I would need your signature over here to make sure that the older sister is also not going to hurt anyone.
Of course. I quite happily sign the papers.
Uh, Next to where you sign, he also signs that paper to confirm that Rima is fine. Well, this is one part of the process. The next one is for Dr. Zara to be approving the piece of paper. I will let you know. Hopefully, it will be done in less than 5 hours.
I nod. All
I
right.
will
Is
try
there
and push
anything
it.
else that you need me to do then?
No. I suggest now you prepare to dig a little deeper. This, what did they call? This Ursa corpus. They are very
Nod, nod.
interesting. I don't know who they
Right.
are. This is the first time I'm hearing about them. Good luck. Adieu. And then he trots off.
I give him a little wave, and then I don't. He didn't leave any papers with me, right?
No. Did
Okay,
you
he
want
took
any
everything. Okay,
papers?
so I'm just chilling. No. I'm fine.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be left running around finding people for signatures.
Uh, you sort of look away, and then when you turn back to where Etienne was running away from, he is gone.
Hmm.
It's like freaking
Right.
Batman.
Yeah. I imagine he actually has the ability to rearrange the things. So I will take a look around and be like, okay, Valerius is with me, in quotation marks. I should go look for the others and figure out what we're doing next.
Okay.
Okay. Um, I pull out. Do we each have a map, right?
Yeah, at this point, if you don't have a map, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. So I pull out the map and be like, all right. Let's see. Where is Gunlog?
It directs you
I
to
go.
a direction, and eventually you find yourself
A
back
direction. Perfect.
in the mess hall. And
She's
you
still here.
see a Gunlog holding on to Morgana very tightly as they make their escape away from a now horde of people descending upon stacks of free waffles.
Okay, So what I will do is I will simply meet up with them, and then ask them, all right, um, Etienne says the paperwork to get Rima released so she can speak to her sister should take at least 5 hours. So we have a bit of time. Oh, what are the two of you doing? Look at Waffle table with all the people. Look at them.
You
Trying not
see
Not
at the
to
you.
corner.
You
get
done here?
trampled.
You as you're looking at the waffles, you see a tiny kobold just destroying a mountain of waffles, and at the same time, you see like a short, stumpy leg and a tail defending that waffle tower from other people, like actively pushing other people away with a fat ass tail.
Comedic.
Yeah, I think we're done here. What now?
Well, I told Etienne about Iral's proposal in Rock Hollow, and he seems to find it quite intriguing. He doesn't seem to know anything more about it though, so the legwork will be on us.
It usually is.
Nod, nod.
All right, we should probably find Val and Wendy, right?
I hold up Valerius's Pokeball.
Oh, did he? Okay. I guess we should find Wendy then.
Nod. Pull out map.
It's always
Wendigo.
at the worst time.
This is the first time I've seen it.
From let's just say that this has happened to Gunlog before. For
Yes.
one, what's that thing called? For one free inspiration point. Wait, do you have inspiration?
No, I do not think so.
Okay, for one free inspiration point, give us a story of how Valerius ended up in the Pokeball the first time.
The first time it happened, he was helping out, doing some improvements around the slums, and Gunlaug and a couple of her friends were kind of helping, taking direction. We were building some sort of infrastructure,
He was
and
pushing a kindly grandmother in a wheelchair up a hill.
No.
actually, Gunlaug was on a ladder, pretty far up, and he was holding and securing the ladder when all of a sudden the ladder was no longer secure. And I think Gunlock ended up holding onto a window ledge with a ladder that had fallen off, uh, swearing angrily for about 3 minutes until someone came and helped.
That upper body strength, though.
Oh, barely. I think he was a little bit hairy at the end there, and also very angry.
The poor fingers.
Hey.
Take
And I'm
an
sure there
inspiration.
was a burb, a city pigeon who took a poop on her head.
Yes, take an inspiration point.
Thank you.
You all. I'm assuming you go together, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
No
you
reason to
you
split up at this
find
point, I think.
you find Wendigo in the library, sort of scrutinizing maps.
Ah. Rock Hollow?
Mike,
Hmm.
Right. Well, I think I've gotten Etienne's approval to pursue this further.
Hmm.
But
And he will take the book from on the entry with General Vasul on it and push it over to them.
What's
oh,
this?
this is a familiar name. Do you think it's the same one? I show entry to Morgana specifically because that her school. Hello.
Morgana.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, and then I ask, how long ago were you enrolled?
Um, 30 years ago?
Oh, timeline seems to match up then. Do you remember anything?
Uh,
Point. I
good
flipped to
game.
see if Morgana's name is there.
Morgana's
It-
name is in the census as Morgana
Please
Waters.
give me awkward
Aha.
yearbook photo, please.
There's no
Yes.
photos, unfortunately. It's just like phone book style, so name,
Ah,
location.
alas.
Morgana, your location is at the Ice Root College of Magic, just like this particular Basul, the Prime Matron Basul. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to do any checks for this. You know for a fact that this is one of the main educators, one of the strongest wizards there. They have classes sometimes, talks, but most of the time they're immersed in the runnings of the school. You also remember
So
that they are a kind, generous individual. Anytime a student needs help, they're there. But you haven't heard much other than that.
But do I? So I don't know her.
You don't know her personally, but
but
you
she
know
was
her
a
as an
professor.
educator. Yeah.
Ah, she wasn't a student.
But do I know her? Like oh, she's here. I'll tell like, have I been in her classes or
She doesn't have classes because she's like a
old?
cannot find the word. She's not old. You know she's an elf. And
Too
she's
important.
old. She real
Classes.
old.
She's a
She
researcher.
she's more like a what is like
Excuse me.
the headmaster of the school.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like the
Yeah.
headmaster or just like a dean of one of the
One of the
Okay.
headmasters. She's one of the prime matrons.
So
Oh, okay. So
okay,
prime
so
matron is her job, not
Yeah.
like a title. Okay.
No.
like so Morgana like thinks a bit and then it's like, I think she sounds a little bit familiar. I think she was around when I was in school. But besides the fact that I know she's around, but I don't think I've dealt with her personally, so I don't have much knowledge about her, honestly.
Do you know what subjects she's, trained in?
I know she's an elf.
I mean, magic-wise. Like, you're really good at making things go boom.
Is it
Make
something I can
me
make up, or is it something DM have to tell me?
make me a history check.
History check.
20.
Solid.
From what you remember, you don't remember anybody specifying the school of magic the matron specializes in, but you just remember they're powerful. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the position that they are now.
Okay. I don't think I've ever known her school for type of magic, but she is, like pretty high up there, so she has to be powerful.
Hmm.
Wendigo will look around for the Dragonborn librarian.
The Dragonborn librarian is not near where you are now. Moving around, there is one of the humans. If you want to look for the Dragonborn in particular,
He just
it's
waves to this human.
the human quickly runs up to you. Yes, yes.
This lady, everything on her.
He
Point.
he looks at the name. Matron Prime Matron Basul. Give me 2 hours. And then the guy disappears.
Hmm.
You might want to check if she's got like kids or something as well. If she's really old. I mean,
Everything.
do you think they have other interesting books here? Maybe
Mhm.
Probably. Is there something you're looking for in particular?
I'll hold up the other library book I have. Something more like these.
Ugh.
Blink, blink. All right, I'll see what I can do to help you. I know my way around a library. Come.
Hi.
And then I
Thanks.
take Gunlog and we go book hunting.
Propaganda hunting.
Okay. Are you searching together or are you splitting up?
I don't
Together,
know
I
how to
think.
search alone.
Yes.
Okay.
I show Gunlog how to use the library.
Okay, let me know who is making the investigation roll with advantage.
It would
I'll make the
be
check.
Forsk.
Okay.
There we go.
25. Very nice. What was it that you were looking for?
More
She wants
things
to
like
look
the
at
Communist
more.
Manifesto.
Sorry,
Yes.
what?
More communism.
Oh, more
Yes,
communism. More
she's
socialism.
looking for. Yes. I get
Um
some like capitalist books to like so that
Some
she gets to see what the other side looks like.
social
basically
democratic shit as well.
haha.
Yes, it's
What
like,
what
all
you
right, let's
see
look. Let me find you some
I
different perspectives as well.
I thought you pick up the capitalist books and then from the most repulsive magnetic field you find the communist ones.
Okay,
Yes,
from
that works.
your investigation, which is really high, you don't even have to find a librarian. You just make your
Yeah,
way
just go
by
over to
looking at
the
the names.
politics section.
Yeah, and you find yourself in the sociopolitics section, and you have a lot of different philosophers and different ideologies, in different languages. Um, it's not
Doesn't
just
happen to be a lot of them in Orcish, is there?
uh, funnily
Not
enough,
great philosophers.
there is a philosopher,
Ooh.
an orc philosopher, very frail looking dude on the cover. You know the author photo at the back of the book.
God, yes.
It's like tiny glasses sitting on a very big bulbous, strong nose, chin that can cut like knife through butter, like it's sharp. Um, but very tired looking face, very scholarly fellow. And the book is not really socialism or capitalism. It's the idea of monetary value and how it is created to take people away from communal building, community building, and working together with barter trading. And it forces people to go deeper and deeper into an idea of debt and eventually fosters feelings of war and strife within communities. So it's actually something very negative, and he wants the idea of fiat currency to be demolished. Like he just doesn't like it. He doesn't like money.
Ooh, pick it up.
Money bad. Should
Money
trade
bad.
service for other service.
Exactly. Community best.
Hey, from the lows. That's okay. That's the only currency we have.
Homesteading. Yeah, chickens.
Ooh.
Aside from that, there are other writers like Chomnomsky and
Chinomsky.
Chomnomsky
Chomowski.
and a very strange book that shouldn't be here because it's more science fiction more than anything. It's ideologies based on science fiction. And since you know Valerius has worked on these kind of mechanical objects before, you think, okay, this is feasible. It's by
Oh, fun.
Bugless Dadams.
Yes.
And there's this
Oh,
one passage where
Mr.
she
Dadams.
she writes about something about turtles all the way down.
Mhm.
You don't understand the concept yet, but you're sure you will if you read the book.
Aisha,
What
I love you
else?
so much.
What else are you looking for?
I'll just pick up a little bit here and there, and yeah, get ready for whatever we do tonight. Whenever we do sit down to sleep, I want to be reading.
Okay, if there's anything else, we're gonna time skip to when Etienne comes back with the papers.
Mhm.
Okay.
Zoom.
Zoom. You find yourselves. Actually, where is Wendigo in all of this? Is he also following along, or is he still shying away from diplomacy?
Well, he's fine. He finds he's quite happy to be in the library, being able to like do something productive. So he's going to continue bugging more
Librarians.
library fauna to go do work.
Okay. I will get back to you with the details on that. But eventually,
Anyway, like he will also put in a request to find out everything on His Excellency.
okay, noted. Um, the three of you, without Wendigo, and with a Pokeball in one of your pockets, find yourself back in the psych eval. Following behind you is
I'm not sure I should be there.
too late.
You can stand outside. You're fine.
I mean, you're not inside the room yet. You're at the waiting area at where the nurse greets you. Behind you is three guards holding on to the chains of one Rima, who is kind of happy that she's there. Like, you see that she's following the rules. She's not fighting. She's very excitedly moving towards the door. She doesn't know where the room is, but she knows that it's fine. The nurse looks up at you, and all of you see Etienne, who is already standing at the door, waiting for everybody to arrive. He is silent. The nurse looks at you, opens the door. Um, just make sure nobody gets hurt.
Nod, nod.
The
Of
three
course.
guards go in with Rima. Everybody goes in. Etienne would be the last to walk in. You have Dr. Zara there as well.
Mhm.
There's a
How
silence.
they react.
Leke is bound again this time. But this time it's not because she caused trouble, it's just that they're afraid that she might. She is very calm in her bed. She sees her sister and she smiles. And
Was she given her muffin?
oh yeah, that was
Okay,
like ages
very
ago.
good, very
That's
good.
It's gone. It's
Perfect.
Did she get
demolished.
waffles?
Excellent.
She also got waffles, I believe. Yes, everybody gets waffles. She she starts tearing up, and you see snot build up down her nose because she can't lift her arms to wipe it. So she tries to wipe her nose, mouth, chin on her shoulder before looking up. And her sister is just waiting to be freed so she can hug Leke. All in all, very
I
wholesome.
look to the guards to see, like, do we have permission to unbind them? Or
The
her,
guards
rather?
look at you, and then they look at Dr. Zara and Etienne for confirmation. Etienne takes out a wand and then nods, and then he whispers something to Dr. Zara and passes the wand to her. And then slowly the guards start unpacking Rima from her chains. And as soon as that's
Excellent.
done, she runs and hugs her sister.
Aw.
They're just having a moment there. Nothing important that you can pick up. It's just a lot of words of comfort, affirming that each other is safe. You hear nothing about Iral either. It's like Iral doesn't exist to them.
Yeah. Whom
And
Stephen care about this man?
indeed, him one hand now. Um,
Yeah.
he, the conversations that they're having with each other is parroting what you told Rima, the potential of how they're gonna get out of here, what is for future thems to do. They're gonna turn a new leaf. Every so often, they will look at all of you in a pleading but thankful capacity, as if like, okay, we fucked up, but this is where we turn the leaf in the
Mm.
book of our lives.
Nod, nod, nod.
While this is happening, Etienne nods to the three of you and clears his throat. This is all well and good, but I'm sure you three have maybe some questions for the sisters.
I turn to the other two. And then I turn back to the sisters. Is this the place to do it, or should we go back to the other cells?
This would be a good place as any. It would be prudent not to be transporting them back and forth. And if you have both of
Aye.
them here, maybe they will be more forthcoming. We, as he says
I
we,
nod.
he looks at the two girls and they nod. The like very 120% agreement. And
I
they repeat
nod as
we.
well.
It's like we.
Yes, we, us. Very good. All right. And I pull out a little notepad. What can you tell us about this organization that the both of you have been a part of?
Well, like I told you guys, we've been with them for about a month, I think.
Nod, nod, write down.
There's
Um,
not much I can tell you except they tend to pick up, you know,
the
sort of
vulnerable.
broken, kind of horrible people. I'm not exempt from this. And then she holds the top of her sister's head, but she is. She's good. She's a good girl. I put her here. I shouldn't have. Should have left her. I should have left her. I don't know what else to tell you. The people that we were working under, they kind of had these rules. We never saw their face. They just told us we had an easy job. We were trained in sword fighting.
Nod, nod. Did they mention where they were picked up?
Oh, I was picked up in insert place here in Chested, where they ran away
Okay.
from.
All right. So they were out in the boonies when they were found.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
weren't like in the slums in some city or something like that.
No. You know from their story that they I say they, the older sister Rima murdered their slave master, then searched for their dad and murdered him, and then was on the lam until they heard of mercenaries
That are hiring.
that are
And then-
hiring, and they decided,
then
you
they
know
went
what,
to sign up.
we've killed people. I've killed people, so let's just do this.
Yes, and cannot leave small one by themselves because that's dangerous.
Mhm.
best to go together, then at least is together. Very good, respectable. Um, yes, Gunlog's typing some questions in the roll 20.
Just
Uh,
because I'm
do they
not in the
know
room.
much about Kel? Oh, you're not. You're
Oh, you're
outside.
not?
I'm waiting
I thought
outside.
you were
Would
inside.
you
Okay.
like to be in the room?
I
It's not like they're afraid of
feel
you.
like they're not.
I mean,
The younger one not afraid of me either.
that's a fair question.
So yeah, I'll stay out.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say that these questions were given to Vosk by Gunlaug while you were walking
Some
there.
general information that would be good to maybe see.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So the
Do
older
they know
sister
anything
is
about
now
the?
rambling about her life, essentially. The younger sister is nodding furiously in affirmation. Um, where did you stay? Names of the others. The other names, they start rattling off inconsequential names, including
Okay.
Iral.
Okay. So I'm just like, okay, these are the people that were sort of on the same level as them.
Mm-hmm. They mentioned that the whoever their superiors were, they referred to as sir, just sir. They don't know the
Okay.
names. They don't know what they look like.
How did
Um,
they tell that they were like the superiors? Did they
uh,
have bigger hats?
it wasn't bigger
Different
heads, but
colored masks?
what?
Badges?
Make me an insight check. Anybody who's looking.
Insigit. Oh, 17.
17.
That's a number.
When you asked, how did you know your superiors were your superiors? You see both of them sort of recoil a little bit, and then slowly come out of that fear and go. "Wait, I wasn't really paying attention, but it seems as if everybody knew their place. So they were kind of heavy-handed.
Right. So they just behaved as though they
Threw their
owned
weight
the
around.
place.
Also,
Did
there's a
anyone?
stark difference in their abilities versus ours. We're new, so
Mhm.
we don't know shit. But
Right.
as far as I'm concerned, the people that were surrounding us, they were scary, but these guys were way scarier.
Nod. Okay, so they don't have any names of superiors. Did they have any other jobs in minor before being sent to babysit the dude, Sima?
She shakes her head. No, our job was to just make sure he signs a bunch of papers, take him home, bring him back. If we're not babysitting him, which is pretty on point considering such a little bitch, we went back. Like somebody will take us back, portal us to base camp. I honestly can't tell you where it is.
Hmm. So
All
you
I know
guys
is it's
didn't stay
cold.
anywhere when you were in minor.
With someone with no regard to their underlings' lives, do you think they'll put us anywhere safe?
I shrug. Well, I assume they do value you. Work isn't Good work isn't easy to come by.
I don't know. From what you said about that guy, the big boss, straight up murdered for slapping a hoe. I don't know, man.
Not. Um, Going between places. Portal. How did they get to and how did they get on minor? Was it on like the boat? Was it through the portal?
There's a person who would appear and then disappear with us and we'll appear back in base camp. Whoever they are, robes, couldn't carry more than, I don't know, like 6 people at a time.
Okay, so not
Like
right
no
down.
official portals then?
Yeah, it sounds like they just had someone that teleported them in and out.
Yeah, but you're not
Is
meant
that
to be able to
allowed?
go in and out.
I think you
Apparently,
can if you have a passport, right? Is that the lore?
only official portal, I
You
believe.
can't go there
Yeah.
to that portal. But if you have teleportation spells, you can end up there.
I thought it was made so you would end up somewhere random in the wilderness if you tried.
I think you have a passport
That's
and then that doesn't happen, right?
that's what you know.
Okay. So for from what we know, should this be possible? Or do we hear this and we're like, wait, that shouldn't be possible?
More of the latter.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. So even with passports, you're not able to teleport to the island
Meant to
by
be.
yourself, right? Supposedly.
I mean, DM to player, they had Sima Sunnybright.
Yeah. But like supposedly, like
As far
normal
as you know.
people can't do that, right?
So you're still meant to like buy a ticket and shit, right, to come and go, right?
Ideally.
Yeah, because we had like we had
Meant
to
to
get a
be like
passport
monitored,
and then
right?
stuff. Okay.
So like obviously there are magics that are strong enough, but they're not common, I'm assuming. This is
Yeah.
meant
I
not to
think.
be easy.
So I think what we're we're trying to find out is, do they have magic that bypasses the system, or do they have like inside people that outfit them with passports?
Those are very valid questions.
Yes.
But these guys don't know the answers.
Do you
Okay.
ask them this directly?
Yeah. So because from what I know, because we were given passports, right?
Yep.
So I'll ask them if they were given something similar, like when they were teleported over. Like, did you have to have this thing with you?
They nod.
I have mine. I show. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So they probably don't know what the quote unquote official portal is, right? I ask
They
them. It's like,
they shake their
were
head.
you? So
She
I ask, did you come through the official portal? And they're like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, she gives you like this confused face, like official portal.
Okay, I give them a thumbs up. Don't worry, that answers my question. Okay, so at least we know that they're following the rules still.
Ish.
Yeah, like
But like they're not announcing themselves when they're traveling in and out, which they're meant to, I think. It's meant
Well,
to be regulated.
well, here's the thing. I remember that before we come in, we have to hold on to like this like pin thing,
hmm
and
I
then
nod,
once
nod.
once we've reached wherever we're supposed to be, they take it back.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
What is that?
I um I look around and then I shrug. Well, it shouldn't hurt to tell you. This is what they call passport. What it does, it allows whoever is carrying it to get teleported to and from Minor. Without this, there are magics in place that shunt you somewhere out in the wilderness. So you end up out in who knows where by yourself.
You see discomfort flash across their face, and it stays there. Holy shit. Who
Yes.
are these people? Like, I know dealing with politicians are a big deal, but wouldn't that be expensive?
Oh, I'm sure it would be exceedingly so. I look to to Etienne.
Etienne like gives you another Parisian shrug, like, it's a
It's money.
living.
Yes.
Uh,
But
I, these
if
are
they just lend it to you for one trip and take it back, I don't think they need to have all too many. You
we
said they
never
bring you in
really,
batches of 5, 6?
yeah, well, 3 of us for when you found us. Also, we never kept those badges. We were given them,
And then
got
they take them
in,
back.
take it back, and then the guy would disappear.
Yes, that would make sense.
And then like the carriage will come pick us up and we'll go to the dude's house.
Right. And at the end of each night, you get sent back to base camp.
She nods. Where we get picked up is really random. Like we'll get a like a note in my head or in whoever's head. Sometimes they're all, but never my sister. To meet up in a place. It's never the same one.
Nod, nod, nod. Okay, okay.
But it's usually real quick. Like they don't really give us time to breathe. I would really like to have stayed in, where was this place? What, F1 Minor, right?
Yeah.
I would really have liked to stay there instead of wherever base camp was. Fucking cold.
I nod. Right. So, okay, out of character, we've established that these grunts, at least, do not stay in minor. They teleport in
things,
for jobs and then they
yeah,
bounce.
if there's somewhere super cold, that might be at the
It's probably Locklear somewhere.
yeah
That's the
the
colder
mining
place, right?
town maybe where
Yeah.
they are
Yep, yep, yep.
threatening families, perhaps.
Yeah. That would be more that would be convenient. They wouldn't have to
Hmm.
have
Station
people in
specific
base camp
people.
and station people in the mining town.
Mm.
If they were smart, that's what they would do. Um, we know mining camp is cold and stupid as Rena describes, yes?
Yep.
Based on where it is on the map.
The librarians would have also told Wendigo as much. Like it's just
Okay.
cold, inhospitable, rocky, and
Yeah.
presumably nobody lives there anymore.
Yep. But we know that that's not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Out of character, any other questions we want to ask these ladies?
Where would they take Sima? And do they know what papers he was signing and stuff? I mean, we've already seen some of that, but wouldn't hurt
Mm,
to just double confirm things.
Okay, to confirm, that was their first job on Eflon, right? That night itself.
Uh, they would have told you that they have been with Sima for like 2 weeks.
Ah, okay. So
It's just that
yeah,
this was
so
the unlucky day.
describe job description of what they were doing with Sima.
Okay.
Like what would yeah.
Pretty much they were there to strong arm him to signing papers, take him to see Bluebird, taking him
Mhm.
back home. But
So
he
they
doesn't.
have met Bluebird.
They have not. They will assure you that they have not.
Okay, so
They're just in
they're
the
like the
transport car.
escorts.
Yeah.
Okay. They're like
Like
to
they're
keep him
not
safe in transit kind of
they're
deal.
not even allowed in the casino. And
Wait outside.
when that comes up, like you see them visibly pissed about it because they want to see the inside of the casino.
Yeah. Like what the hell, man?
Like this is supposed to be a job. At least give us the perks, assholes.
Understandable. Nod, nod, nod. Oh, feels bad, man. They were eating better when they were in prison with us.
Like that tells you something,
They
doesn't
were
it? Like
never given muffins.
they look much better here after the few days that they have been here than you saw them the first time, even after being beat up. Like Their cheeks are fuller. They're less anemic, less cold, presumably.
Yes. Less cold. That is a big one. Okay. So their job consisted of standing around him, pressuring him to sign papers,
Look scary.
um,
Grunt a few times.
take him to and from like the casino and whatever, right?
Sometimes they get communication, which was
Mhm.
what you saw, which was what you heard in the room when Sima
Yeah.
was talking, and then they were just like words.
Okay. So I guess we never asked about that. Um, ask them. I would ask them to describe that. Like we heard talking, but it was more one way. How did that?
Oh, that was the night you guys beat us up. Actually, we got um some kind of like brain message from the big boss saying that
Mhm.
your friend escaped
Right.
and that we should get Sima out. And then you guys burst
Ah,
in.
I see. That makes sense. Um,
You guys have crazy good timing. What the fuck?
shrug. Yes, we also happen to be at two places at the same time.
She loading screen face. Like, wait, you can do that? There's two of
Oh,
you?
no.
Be a
I
very
say
strong and
we.
talented.
Okay, so are there any other questions that we want to ask? Um,
If you ask if they ever went along for the brothel raids, they would shake their head. They don't know what you're talking about.
oh, right. Uh, in their 2 weeks, that includes the time when like the raid happened and Sima had the party, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do they remember anything about that night? Was there a party? Were you guys there? Um, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So Sima has a thing for like really hot ladies who kind of look the same.
Okay.
I thought, wasn't it the boy that went to Sima?
You're not here.
Uh,
Sorry.
it was both. Like the guys went and then the girls like went also,
But they went
but
to
the
a
girls
hotel.
came back late, I think.
Yeah, but and they went to the towards the hotels because Bosk
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Gunnar, yeah, followed the one with the guy. Okay.
Do
Yes,
you
yes.
say this out loud?
Oh, once again, Gunnar is not there. I'm just checking in
No,
out of character that we have this
with
correct.
Bosk. Double checking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She looks at you like, I don't know what you're talking about. What guy? There were like 3 chicks. They were there for like 2 days.
Huh. That doesn't check out.
We had to
Who
watch
was
that
at the
shit.
house then?
Okay.
Where
So
were they?
from what we remember, because I might be misremembering as a player, but we followed the car with the two guys to the house, right?
I
And
think
the
it was just
three,
one guy,
was it one
the one
guy?
that got the one that got drugged with all the bad drugs that you treated the next day.
Was that just one guy?
Yeah, I think so. And so my question is, who was at that house that night then? Because we might want to ask the sisters where they were when he had the
Yeah,
party, because he might have been at the hotel then, maybe.
yeah. So I
The
guess I'll ask that
sisters.
because we know that the three girls went to the hotel and then they came back from the house.
Hold up. What did the girls look like? I'm just trying to confirm with you what I saw. It's kind of like it's really weird watching people do stuff for 2 days straight. So I think it's
Okay,
been seared into my memory.
okay, 2 days straight. That makes sense. I describe the ladies because I think I did treat them, so I would
Yeah, you know.
know quite well what they look like.
Yep,
blah blah blah, strange
that's them.
birthmark, blah blah blah, hair color. Um, they went to the hotel district for the first night, and then I think the second night they were at the
Now,
house.
I don't know what hotel you're talking about, but they were at the house pretty much throughout.
House for both nights?
Yeah.
Okay. Um out of character, potentially they just like took a detour through the hotel area and then
Yeah,
ended up at the
I'm
house
thinking
anyway.
detour as well
Yep.
maybe.
because
But what happened with
it's
the guy
pretty.
then?
I think it's pretty clear that this is a very small operation, and they don't want to. They are not risking renting the girls out to other things because
Yeah,
it's
I
far
get
more.
that. But what did
Hmm.
happen to the guy that we saw being dropped off at the house?
Maybe he was changed in some way.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else there that night, or was it just him and his own little private party?
Well, there were the three of us, him, the chicks.
Hmm.
There was the cook and two maids. Oh, also like
Right.
the general guards who like move around the
So
house, but they weren't in the
so
house.
no other like rich people. I use the quotation marks, the air quotes.
She shakes her head.
Huh.
Does this
Interesting.
happen off like 2 weeks? We were with him for 2 weeks. Well, off and on, technically. Like not 24/7. Like he's not like I think out of the 2 weeks we had like four transport times.
When she says transport times, she means like,
You assume that's when they were delivered to um minor. Like the
okay,
teleportation happened like 4 times.
okay. So, and each time they only go for 1 day, right?
From what you
Or
know,
do they follow him around and like sleep in the house
when
so that he
he's in
doesn't run
F1
away or whatever?
minor, they
Uh-huh.
explain they'll be there.
Okay. So when he's in minor, they accompany him.
Yep.
Um, and did he stay at that house as well, or did he stay somewhere else?
They nod. Like, that's pretty much where he lived when he was there,
Okay. Right.
as
And
far as
other
we know.
times he would just be like not on minor, just somewhere else.
Probably.
Okay. Okay. So that means that Sima was only there for like 4 times, right?
You assume?
In those 2 weeks.
Yeah. Um, when they say they were with Sima for 2 weeks, were they with him for 2 weeks or
I mean, we didn't watch him when he was taking a shit.
yeah, but when you guys were not on minor, were you still with him?
She
Like
shakes
when
her
you
head.
went like wherever else? Okay. Right, right, right. Okay. So
Okay.
we have slight question mark on
Okay.
about the guy.
I'm looking back at session 6.
Mhm.
So
Uh-huh.
when they took two ladies and one guy.
Hmm.
And then the boss called another lady with the long black hair to come, and that's the one that ended up going to the casino and the VVIP room.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was two girls and one guy that ended up going to the carriage.
Wasn't there another girl that was taken from elsewhere?
Let me just check. Did they go to another
I don't
place?
think so, but I think we were told about a story of when they had picked up another girl from somewhere else. I think.
Yeah, that was a story, but okay, because right after they leave the thing,
Because after they went to the transportation station, they left again in 3 different wagons. The
Yep.
girls
okay,
in one,
yeah, after
separate
that,
girl in one, separate guy in one.
wait. Wait a second. Uh, Okay, so we were watching the west exit. Dark hair goes to another man. Okay, there were three tall women this is session 7. Three tall women guarded by 5 guards. A guy with
Mhm.
freckles had 2 guards, and the black-haired one was with the boss. So they did
Yep.
pick up a woman somewhere.
Okay,
Yes.
good job.
I remember there was one girl they picked up that wasn't from the brothel.
Right.
And from like the description of like where they stopped to pick her up and the clothes she was wearing, she wasn't a working girl. Like she was like a
Just
rando.
matched the look, right?
Yeah.
They
Like
were going
either like
for.
a waitress or someone who was just happened to be out that night.
Yeah.
So those were the three girls I imagine that they're talking about. Is that accurate?
But looking at my notes, it's like they left pretty much for the station after that, so I'm not sure where the third girl was picked. Or maybe she was in the VVIP. No, wait, no. She came out of
No.
the
They
carriage.
stopped and picked up someone.
When did they
Yeah.
stop?
As
They may have picked her up before. Like
I
there's
wish you
no way
could
of
see me
knowing.
because I'm just like, yes, no, yes, no.
yeah, it's been a long
No,
time.
no, I'm looking at the notes. They did not pick up anyone en route to the station.
Yeah, they didn't stop. Like from
They
the brothel, they went straight there, right?
the brothel they took the 4 people, which is the two girls, 1 guy, and then the special order girl.
Yeah.
They did not take any other girls on the way there. And then I'm jumping ahead to session 7, where the floaty was spying and okay, then cheap carrot pull coming in. Okay, wait. That was them loading up. Was there? Okay, so floaty was watch. Sorry, the
I
horse
think
is too
maybe
slow.
the
Okay,
one
it
of the
took them an
important
hour
things
to
that this
come.
guy was still he still got taken to that house because we followed that, and then he ended up back at the brothel with withdrawals from being drugged.
Yes.
Yes. Sima as
Um.
well said that he hadn't seen the guy, if I remember
But
correctly.
okay, but the guy was drugged. The
Yeah.
girls couldn't tell if they were drugged because it was
Well,
too.
not dragon's
I
blood,
I
right?
don't think the girls had dragon's blood in them. Correct me if I'm wrong, DM.
Yep, you're correct.
Because they did not have the like I didn't have to go and make special medicine for them.
Mm-hmm.
Bad trips.
They
Yeah.
just had the usual memory
Yeah. The
drug.
knock whatever was used to knock them out, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
But are
I'm
we?
just gonna call it the roofie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still DM? Can I confirm that we are remembering correctly that we followed the wagon with the boy to Sima's house, though that
I
night?
can I can't
Like,
tell you that, but I can tell you there were 3 very tall green-eyed women with 5 guards at the south exit. One
Mhm.
ginger with freckles with 2 guards coming out of the east exit, and one curly long black-haired woman who the boss personally was with going out the
Yeah.
east exit as well.
So they gained someone somewhere along the way.
I
Tree.
remember something happened, but I can't remember what. We should
Okay.
probably just need to go back and re-listen.
Okay, going up, we are watching west exit, then dark hair goes to another, man goes to last. S 3 tall women guarded by 5 guards.
Mhm.
Guy with
Uh-huh.
ginger and freckles has 2 guards, and black hair woman has the boss. So somewhere between session 6 and 7, there was an extra woman. None of them went to the carriage that Floaty was on.
I will tell you the woman was already there in the
Yep.
VIP room.
Yeah, that's what I was suspecting. Because I was trying to see if I missed out something about when they got off the carriage, but it doesn't look like it. So
Yeah.
okay,
They may have picked her up before, right? Is
yeah,
that a
that's
Or
possible.
possibility?
just a different run.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. Then what happened to the guy?
I
That's
mean,
what I'm
there's a
wondering.
chance that we thought that we followed the carriage with the guy, but actually we followed the carriage with the three ladies.
No, but
I don't think so.
only 2 carriages came out after. which is Team South was the one carriage to the suburbs.
No, there was three ones, but you followed two until they split up, and then you
Oh.
followed the one that went to the casino. believe.
Yes, that's correct. I ditched the one going to the hotels.
Yes, so there was three ones, and I'm pretty sure that was the one with the ladies. Have I? Yeah, we might have gotten messed around.
Yeah, we might have just gotten it wrong.
No, I think the south one was the ladies. South,
What the fuck happened to this poor guy, though?
he might have gone to the hotel and then gotten
Okay, so we falsely accused Sima for having dragon's blood then.
Seems like it, because we couldn't find any at his house either. if you remember.
Yeah.
And I thought
Okay,
that was really weird.
but that's interesting because
We might have to go
okay,
back and read
I
the
cannot imagine them doing a special delivery of one guy to like
Hmm.
okay, it wasn't Kel. Kel was there, and like
Maybe
I'm a
I'm a
deal
deal.
is permanently bratty. I don't think she needs a guy to help her with that.
I mean,
Is the
could be some
general
other high-paying.
is the general somewhere?
Possible.
Interesting.
There could
Okay.
also be some other just high-paying person that's in their pocket.
No, but this is we have the org chart drawn out, and this is an operation so big they wouldn't put in someone that wasn't part of it, cause any squeal and it's finished.
But there might be
Yeah.
other people that we haven't encountered yet. This might be whoever's actually supplying them with the drugs.
Okay.
Might be like another person that we just haven't encountered at this point.
Right then. Oh no, we accidentally accused Seema of something he actually didn't do. Oh well.
We did a lot of
Yes.
other shit.
Travesty.
Yeah. Okay, what a shame. Right. Sorry, get
Yes,
back
we
on track.
owe him a formal apology.
No, we don't. Continue.
God.
What is travesty? Okay, yes,
Travesty.
travesty. Okay, so I guess we just chalk it up to us making a mistake then, and we'd be like, okay, they were, because Sima was also like, oh, there was no guy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He
And
was
at
very
that point,
confused.
Okay,
at that point,
I
if
thought
there
was
were a
some,
guy, he would have fessed up to it, because
I
at
thought
that
there was
point, why
some
hide anything?
transformation, but nothing lasts like the weeks he does, so it can't be.
Yeah, and also like the three people that we are hearing from Rima now, like it checks out. So yeah.
Rima
I
is
guess
so
that's
confused.
the explanation.
Rima is so 100% confused. She's like, what guy? What guy?
Okay.
So are we.
What?
Yeah, we were confused too. Like
Do
you
they know
see us
anything
like
about
count our
drugs?
fingers, and then we'd be like, wait, it actually makes sense that the guy didn't come from that party if um there was no other rich person that was staying
Yeah.
there. Because
Also, we
big
couldn't
house,
find
right?
a
Maybe it was
trace
like
of the drug when I was looking for it at the house. If you remember, I was checking for poisons.
while yes, he could easily just be storing it in a lid box.
Yeah, but not even a trace somewhere. Didn't.
Oh, true. Might like
Like
end up
when you were
on
cutting it
the
on the
sofa
table,
or
you didn't leave
whatever.
a little bit.
Yeah. True. Okay, so we assume that guy actually went to hotels, and three ladies went to the house. Um, we okay. I guess that's it then. Um,
Ask them if they know anything about any drug trade at all, especially since we know that Sima was kind of part of getting it approved, like the smuggling of it.
yeah, I'll ask, I guess.
She will look
Although
at
I don't have
you.
high hopes.
Yeah, she looks at you with blank eyes,
Just
like
like off
hearing
chance you
drugs.
guys
Like,
know anything about. No, nothing. Okay,
mm-mm.
no worries. Don't worry about it. Not important. Okay, so I think that's all the information that we think you might have. Do you have any information that you think we might want?
I've pretty much told you everything. And then she looks at her little sister. The little sister shakes her head.
What can you tell us about your base camp besides it being really cold? Like, how
Oh,
many
at one
people?
time,
How big is it?
there's
Yeah.
probably like 30 to 35 people if we can actually count. Sometimes some of them are not there. We do drills a lot. Also, the camp is kind of shit. Like, they think us staying out in the cold builds character.
Mhm.
So, there have been cases where, you know, one of the people is just like frozen dead. We hope it's not us. They don't care.
Well, I see. Um, are the people in charge ever there, or is it just you guys that are new?
The people in charge of us are there, but we don't know what they look like.
Right. And they kind of just have to enjoy the same facilities that you guys have.
Make
Or
me
do
an
they get
insight
like better
check.
tents?
I forget the insight check. Like she's you see like anger boil up onto her face, and she's like, they have fucking tents, like comfort ass shit. It was
Nod,
just us
nod, nod.
scrubs.
And well, I imagine you guys spoke to each other a lot. How did you guys feel about that?
Obviously, we didn't like it, but it's not like I could run away, because you know I'll just run into more snow and then die.
Nod, nod. Okay. Do you have any idea of how the other scrubs felt?
We hated it. I pretty much spoke to like maybe 5 other people.
Mhm. Everyone hated it there.
She nods. I mean, I told you
Um,
Iral doesn't talk to anyone, right? That's most of the people there.
nod,
Like
nod,
they have
nod.
cliques and they don't really care about other people.
I see. How much were they paying?
Pay,
Hardly anything.
we get food and shelter apparently. I don't know. I haven't been paid yet.
Nod, nod, nod. Okay, well, I look to Etienne and I shrug.
Honestly, you might get more out of the Iral.
Nod.
He's apparently been here a while, and you said that his family is under threat or something.
Yeah, I imagine he's not alone in that position.
Your guess is as good as mine. Like, I'd love to help. I really would, but I just don't. I've been here a month. Well, there.
You've been very helpful.
I try. I just don't want to. I just don't want to be in trouble anymore. Me and my sister, we're gonna turn a new leaf, get a proper job. I don't know. And then there's this pleading look towards Dr. Zara and Etienne, like help us out, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then you hear
Um,
Dr. Zara speak up. Well, here's the thing. Once both of you are rehabilitated and have learned some skills at least, we will actually send you somewhere where you'll have gainful employment. That's assuming you're all right with any form of employment, like farming and depending on your education level. Well, I honestly don't care.
whatever it is, it beats babysitting and potentially killing people for food and not quite shelter.
At this point, anything is better than death. I will tell you now. Everything that's happened here, I thought we were gonna die. So, in a way, thanks.
give her a little nod.
Thanks for not
All right.
murdering us.
I think that's all the questions we need to ask them. I turn to Morgana and Etienne. How do we proceed now? Or what happens next, rather?
You hear throat clear. Well, if there's no more conversations to be had, I would like to sit with both the sisters and gauge where they're at, and then unfortunately, Leke and Rima, we're going to have to separate you again for a while. But if you're doing better and you work with us, we can have you in similar rooms eventually. And then she looks to the rest of you. If you want to talk strategy, I suggest you do it outside.
I nod to the girls. Dr. Zara, I suppose we'll take our leave now. Thank you
She
for
nods.
everything.
If you ever need recommendation or extra work outside of adventuring and doing all the running about,
Friends.
you can let me know. I'm sure I'll have something here for you.
Bosk looks visibly pleased at the notion.
Make me an insight check real quick for Bosk.
10.
10.
Wait, can I inspiration to use that 18?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gimme.
With an 18, as soon as she says that, you see a sly look towards Etienne like, heh, I'm gonna get
Oh,
her.
the
And then,
poaching.
and then Etienne's like, don't you dare.
Very nice, very nice. Well done. Well
You
played,
guys,
Dr. Zara.
if you guys open the door, I feel Gurlag is just about gonna fall in because she's had her ear to the door the whole time.
Make me a dexterity saving throw to not fall
Yes,
in.
we eventually open the door, so you can fall in and have awkward moment with the girls. That will be fun.
But
Don't fall
you
in.
don't fall in. You stand steadfast. And
Right in
you
front.
sort of like, yeah, I wasn't eavesdropping. What are you talking about? I was just standing here.
So how did it
Innocently.
go? What did I miss? Okay. No further questions for the girls? Did you want to say anything, Gunlog?
I hope you like the waffles. Leave.
I look to see their response to the waffle question.
There is a sort of like big thank from the older sister, and then the younger sister is just like, wait, she made the waffles?
Yes, I mouth like, yeah, she made the waffles. She felt really
And
bad.
and you can see like the chin
She
start
felt
to
really bad.
wiggle, like.
And she's not gonna tell you she felt really. All right. Good luck, girls. I hope you guys get out of this soon. And then outside we go, I suppose.
As you leave, you hear a very soft thank you from the younger sister, and the door closes.
Okay, they seem in higher spirits. And now we have to plan what we're gonna do about Rock Hollow.
Yeah.
Hello?
Next week, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can start talking about it now because
I mean, you can.
we don't know
I'm
nothing.
gonna cut to Wendigo for a while, who is now surrounded by books. Unfortunately, the librarian rolled poorly, and there's
No,
just
librarian. We trust it.
quantity instead of quality,
Ah.
and they're just it's like watching somebody on 7 cups of coffee, just really quickly, just bringing stacks and stacks of books.
Oh no. Does Wendy have little reading glasses?
No, he does not.
Ah, we should get him a pair. Just for the
Wendigo
aesthetics.
will utilize the library fauna services and ask them to just summarize because he can't possibly read all this crap.
Uh, the human is taken aback by this, and is just does not do any better. Why? Why are the rolls like this? And I, uh, sir, it's a lot of books, and there's a lot of bustles, and I there's mostly it's about the school. It's a very prestigious school that came up 500 years ago, and they just kept it running before the conglomeration of the governance of Krera happened. They were there. That's as far as I know. While he's umming, hemming, and hawing, you can see like sweat start beating down because he's been carrying books and now he's put under the spotlight. And you think, this guy doesn't talk to a lot of people. And now he's stressed.
Just what is the latest news?
Uh,
Latest
starts-
entry.
he starts rifling through book after book after book. And then he sort of. Could you give me like 10 hours? And
Wendigo
then
looks around to see if there's any better luck with His Excellency sort of stuff.
just then the blue dragonborn comes in, sees the sweaty man, touches him, and goes, "Well, we don't actually give reading services, and this is, I guess, the information that is apparent. If you want to hire us to read and give you information, we can. We generally mostly know surface information, especially about people, considering there's so many people
A lot of people that exist.
on
Understand.
this plane of existence." And then she looks at you like dead in the eyes. So many people. So many.
What do you have on His Excellency?
That he is still working with the government of Krera.
From the park,
Unless,
yes.
sorry,
From the college to this point.
from the, well, we don't actually have information on his extracurricular activities. I'm afraid you're going to have to go to the college or ask his friends. But we don't really collect gossip columns per se. I mean, that's asking a bit too much, considering it's not even 100% confirmed.
That's fair. Wendigo will try and look over some of the latest entries on Basul himself, if it's possible to find out what she's been doing for the last 10 years or so.
Okay, give me an investigation check with a disadvantage because mountain. You can negate that disadvantage with about 6 hours of study of meticulously going through the books.
Nah, I don't think Wendigo is the
just
kind to spend 6
yeah.
hours.
Okay.
Just get one of the other people to do it. Just be like, hey, so I got all these books, right? There's information of Basul in here somewhere. I need y'all to find it.
What happens is you pick up a book, you open that book, and then you yeet the book.
he will look at his map and then, well, he has he has three choices of people, and he's going to look for Morgana.
Okay.
Is this where have you found me yet?
It's easy enough. At this point, if you want to look for your friend, you'll find them within 10 minutes.
Right, Wendigo just find Morgana and it's like, books, Basul, your college, fine.
Takes the book, nods.
Now he'll bring her back to the library and
There's
the
a pile
piles
of
of books.
Morgana.
That's
Oh
Yeah.
god.
There's a lot
There's
of books.
when we say pile, it's a lot. It's like you don't remember the last time you saw this amount of books. Actually, you do.
Enough to collapse a small desk.
It was about 80 years ago when you
Doing a
were
thesis.
doing your thesis.
Oh.
I thought
How
I
are you
left
feeling about
I
this?
like how
behind.
discouraged.
I was like, oh no. How are you feeling about being confronted by this mountain of books?
A little overwhelmed, to be honest. It's
Your
a lot of
old
books. It's a
nemesis
lot of books.
hits back.
I thought I was done with this.
It's like in
I
D&D how
left
you have
school
arch
for a
nemesis that
reason.
return, you know. This is it.
I left school for a reason.
To work with children, so you never have to do this again. They only read Peter and Jane and ABC 123. Damn.
This is the villain from your backstory.
Proceeds to sit down at the stall at the whole book. What's the word called? Stack of books.
Yes.
And with a big sigh, takes the first book on top and opens it.
And make me an investigation check, like flat. 21.
Oh,
With a 21
that's a
investigation
number.
check, it doesn't take you long to know that this is where we're gonna stop for tonight.
Got him. Cat be like, oh yes, I rolled high. I'm gonna get information.
Thank you everybody so much for playing. We'll join in next week with the information that Morgana gets. And we'll see what happens. You guys are real good. You figured out my search for the ping pong ball under 3 cups.
Well, we didn't.
Wait,
We're
what?
still confused about
What
the
ping
cards
pong
and the
ball?
people.
Oh yes.
No,
Very
there was
fun.
there was a third lady in the thing.
Yes.
Already there.
Surprise!
We found the lady, but we lost the dude.
It was very amusing to see. We're gonna have this conversation off air. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you next week. And goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.